Hey, I'm Eric. This is Jace, my nephew, and today we had Piper and Prim debudded today, and so it's our first experience with that. My daughter did not enjoy that experience, but they got debudded today, and hopefully it works the first time. We don't have to do a second one, but they're doing well. It's probably done about 2 hours ago. They're sitting here playing and eating. But we also, on their visit, the veterinarian told us, hey, let me put you down, Piper, there you go, that they have some goat lice on them. Now, goat lice is not lice like we people get, so it's a little different. It's specific to goats, but it can cause a problem if it gets severely infested. And so, not sure where they got them. We've only had them 5 weeks, whether they were just present when we got them, and they've just kind of started to grow. And so now that we have Sassafras and Penelope, they've been exposed, so they probably have some as well. And how you check for that is you just look under their fur, and let me see if I can see on Piper, if we can, come here Piper, if we can see one. And we're just gonna do their hair. We might see one run around. Well, took around their neck. No. But anyways, we could see some there at the vet. So before it becomes a major problem, we're going to eradicate what they do have on them. And we're also, Jason and I started, we cleaned out the stalls. We keep hay in the floor and it acts as a bedding for them. So we cleaned out the hay, and once we cleaned out the hay, we actually sprayed the ground with some apple cider vinegar underneath that. We're gonna reapply new hay this afternoon and put some I always have a hard time saying that word. Diatomaceous earth. We have the pure diatomaceous earth. But we also have to bathe the goats tonight and give them their first treatment. So what we're gonna do is finish getting the hay out. We're gonna let that sit while we bathe the goats. And what we're gonna do is do a natural organic method. We're going to use apple cider vinegar raw, about a 75% to 25% water ratio. Soak them good. It's hot here. It's 90 degrees. They're not going to get too cold at their age. We'll spray them, coat them real good, brush them. Once we brush them, we'll let them dry, go to the next goat and kind of let that dry. Then we're going to take that diatomaceous earth and we're going to spoon some on them, not make a big dust cloud because we don't want to breathe that in, but spoon some on them, and we're going to start rubbing it in their fur and in their skin, which will help also try to deter from any more coming on. We'll have to do this once a week for the next 3 weeks, because just like any lice cycle, they may have laid eggs. We don't know that, and if they do, they're going to have to be hatched out, and so everything we do today won't affect the eggs. We're just attacking the adults. So we'll have to do that for the next few weeks, and then hopefully we'll help keep that eradicated. So as we go, you'll watch as we clean out the stalls, and then we'll video the bathing of the goats. Okay, so we got the barn cleaned out, got the ground sprayed. We're just gonna let that sit for a few minutes, and we're gonna start with the little ones. And we're just gonna spray them down. What we do is we have some, raw unfiltered apple cider vinegar, and we did 75% apple cider vinegar and 25% water. We measured it out with the measuring thing on the spray.
9 ounces of water to 28
ounces of fluid.
Completely in.
And so, and then we've got some diatomaceous earth, and this is the pure. Apparently some places will put an additive or a preservative, I guess, to keep it from clumping, but we want the pure stuff if we can. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with her, and she probably will not like this, but we're going to spray her down real good and then brush her, and we're just going to coat her real good. Let me get this spray, if I can get this right. And so she will not like it because it's going to be cold and wet and stinky. But we're going to wet her hair good. Just cover her eyes for me, Jace. We're going to make sure we don't get any in her eyes. Get some up here on her head, around her neck.
Spray a little on the hand.
Because it will burn their eyes if you get that vinegar in their eyes. Spin her around the other way. We'll coat her real good. And then we're going to brush her and see if we can brush her a little bit here. Get her good and coated. Of course, we're new at this as well. I mean, we're doing a little video on it, but we want to get input from people that maybe have done this or experienced it and maybe give us tips on how to do it better. But this is what we've kind of researched to do. We'll hit her again a little bit more with this. Get good down on her skin because we want those, if there are any, we want them on her skin and killing those little lice if she's got any. I know. I'm sorry, David. All right. We'll rub it on you. And we'll let her dry off a little bit. And then we'll add some, we'll do the next few goats and then we'll add some, after she's dry, add some of this diatomaceous earth. So there we go. We're getting them good and coated.
Massaging in.
And you know, the thing about this is it's just caring for the animal. You know, it's, I don't want to get it on her butted stuff because it might sting. So since she's debudded, I don't want to get it up on her horn because it may sting. But you know, the big thing is that we just want to care for the animal, and you know, if this lice gets really bad on them, it could cause anemia. There's different kinds of lice, 2 different kinds that attack them, and one can cause anemia. And so we're new to it. We don't want our goats to be sick with anything, so we want to take care of them. And the other thing, you know, is recommended to do is as you care for your animals and you give them vaccines, or if you're giving them treatments like this, is to have a goat book that you document everything in, when you did it, how it was done. You know, that will help keep record of what was done, when it was done, how long it was done. And so we'll record everything we did today. We'll know exactly when we need to do the next treatment. There's other options. You know, there's dips you can try, but these are young kids, so we really didn't want to do any harsh dip. They're not really infested, but we noticed some. So since the vet said, hey, I see some on them, and I could see some on them at the vet, so let's go ahead and treat them now, and not
Organically
if we can. And I know.
We just feel like it's better for our goats and our farm, especially as young as they are, not to introduce them to, you know, insecticides just yet, harsh chemicals. We're trying to do it the organic way and see if that will work, which everywhere we researched, apple cider vinegar is okay for them and will actually knock these goat specific lice out.
And see, she's, even though it's 90 degrees, she's wet and she's shivering a little bit. So, you know, we want to get this on her and let her dry out pretty quick. But it's warm enough now that it won't hurt her. But it just goes to show you that how quick they can get cold. I know, baby. But I have, you know, I've researched, and some people actually said, hey, we actually use 7 dust, you know, what you dust your plants with to kill bugs. And they use the 5% 7 dust, something you might buy at Walmart. it probably would work and it would kill them immediately. But man, I hate to put something like that on the animal. That, you know, they may lick it. Probably wouldn't hurt them. I mean, the 7 Dust, we wash those. If we do something with 7 Dust, we wash it off and we eat it. But I just hate to do that to them at this age. And since it's not a bad infestation, if we can do this and just watch them closely, hopefully we won't have any more problems. And if we do, we'll be on it and we'll have these supplies around to take care of it. All right, so we're gonna put a little diatomaceous earth, and we'll just put some on our back here. You can use a spoon, you can use your fingers, whatever. And the big thing is not to puff it up too much where they're breathing it in, and we're just gonna rub it in real slow. So we're going to, before I put any fresh bedding down, I'm going to actually take some of this diatomaceous earth and sprinkle it out here on the ground. So me and my nephew Jace just finished up, bathing the goats. Everything's done. Diatomaceous earth on the ground after we sprayed it down with apple cider vinegar. Some fresh straw, some more diatomaceous earth. The goats are a little powdered, going to the bathroom here, but they're a little powdered. We rubbed it in real good, but there's still some powder on them. And we will do that for probably 3 weeks, once a week, and check them. Now, they weren't really infested. We could see some, but not many. We're trying to avoid an infestation, which can cause harm to the goats. And so there's some people that say that no matter what you do, goats always are going to have goat fleas. But there's others that say, well, that's not the case. If you take good care of them, you can keep the goat fleas off of them. So our goal is to try to do the best we can to keep our goats healthy, clean, best we can, good food, diatomaceous earth, try to keep things as organic as possible. So if you have suggestions, if you have had this problem, or if you've seen something we've done and you say, man, that is completely the wrong thing to do, we'd love for you to comment below. Give us some tips and some hints, because we're learning this as well. First 4 goats we've ever owned, and we're just trying to do it right. So hopefully some of this has been informational for you, and hopefully we can get some information from you. So from Perry Hill Farms, my nephew Jace, peace out.